Hello, friends. Welcome to Heidi's Colorful Colorado. I'm your host, Heidi Ganal, a wife, mom of four, CU Regent, and the founder of Camp Bow Wow and the She Factor. With a passion for keeping the spirit of our state alive and well, I started this podcast to bring the people of Colorado together to celebrate the amazing state we call home. Come along on this journey with me as I travel across our old country roads in my vintage RV, interviewing folks that embody the true spirit of the Rocky Mountains. From the Front Range to the mile-high city to the wild west of southern Colorado, we'll celebrate the history, beauty, and Coloradans that make this place the colorful state it is. Each week, you'll meet people trailblazing the way for an even more colorful future for us all, making a huge difference along the way. Are you ready for a Rocky Mountain ride? Let's do this, Colorado. Welcome to Heidi's Colorful Colorado. Boy, do we have a dynamic young person today. You know how much I love young entrepreneurs and mentoring, helping them get their word out about their incredible products and services. And Emily's here to talk to us today about Gator Tails and the journey to becoming a young entrepreneur. Welcome, both of you, Cece and Emily.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, it's so great to have you here. And the first thing I want to know is, Cece, as a mom, how did you instill this desire for entrepreneurship, or how did you build such a go-getter here?
I am very blessed. She is an incredible person. She has been a leader, a go-getter, a self-starter for her whole life. I mean, she's so organized. She's always on top of it. Straight A student, one of those perfect kids. And she has just thought about this for years, since we've started kind of wearing the product about 5 years ago, or she started wearing the product 5 years ago. And back then, I mean, she was 9 years old, and she said, "Mom, we've got to start our own business." I'm like, "Oh, great, sounds good. I don't know what you're talking about." And you kind of just put it aside. But she was very persistent and so smart and ahead of her time to say that this is really something we need. Let's do it. So I finally listened.
Well, that's what us moms do, right? Yes. We have to sort through all the craziness and figure out what's real and what's not. And you are for real. Oh my gosh, Emily, this is such a cool product.
Thank you.
You showed me a little bit about it, but why don't you start by telling us about the product and why you developed it?
Yeah, so I've been skiing ever since I was little, and it always bothered me shoving my hair up my neck. It was sweaty, it was itchy, and so we designed specialized neck gaiters that have pony and pigtail holes to feed your hair through, so it's on the outside of your helmet.
So that works for skiing, but it also works for the mask environment that we're in right now. And obviously, did COVID speed things up, or like everybody having to wear masks kind of get your product going quicker?
Yeah, so like at every ski resort we've been to, people would ask about the product, where I got it, and we were always like in the back of our mind, like we could actually make something out of this. And then with the Given Time this year, we started reaching out to people and just asking, like, where do we even start? So with the time, we've had a lot of bonding time.
Yes.
A lot of bonding time.
There was one blessing that COVID brought, was definitely time, the gift
Yes.
of time, and the ability to slow down and say, okay, how do we make this a reality? How do we take the prototype you've been wearing for 5 years and create something real and mass produce it and kind of go down that road and figure out all those steps.
Yeah. So we have to find our blessings where we can in this whole environment. Yeah, and a lot of people started businesses or really cool products or services out of their time at home. Just having some quiet time to contemplate and kind of rethink their careers or what they want to do going forward. So do you think you're a serial entrepreneur? Are you going to come up with other big ideas after you make this big and sell it?
Oh gosh, we'll see. I mean, with Creek, they have so many opportunities and clubs there. So I think it'll be really fun to reach out with other kids.
Yeah, I think you're going to be a superstar as you get going there. And maybe you can have like your own Cherry Creek branded, like Cherry Creek High School branded gear. That'd be pretty neat.
That would be really cool.
We did make one that's called the Creek Bruins because it's blue with red. And
nice.
That's their colors.
That's very cool. What has been the most difficult part of getting this going?
Ooh, okay, probably marketing. It's really hard to we've been branded all across Facebook and Instagram, but just spreading the word, because people haven't, it's a simple problem. Everyone deals with where to put your hair, but people haven't actually thought about how to fix it. Mm-hmm. So probably marketing.
How to find us.
Yeah, exactly. How do people find you?
You can find us on gatortails.com. We've created a website which is up and running, and then we're same thing on Facebook, Gator Tails.
Yeah, and that's gator tails with a Z.
Yes.
Gator
We spelled
tails
it
with
with
a
a
Z.
Z to be a little different.
I love that. I love that. What's been the most positive thing to come out of this? Like, what's something unexpected that you've gotten through this journey besides togetherness, which is good? Although I tell people one of the hardest things to do is have business partners and make that work over the long term. So do you guys have an exit strategy, like if things go wrong?
I think she's stuck with me.
Yeah. No, but we kind of split the tasks. I do most of like fulfillment orders, packaging, and organizing the product. We've bajillion containers at home, and then you're really good about. She's amazing at organization, so she carries all the spreadsheets and QuickBooks and the government kind of thing.
The unfun stuff,
Compliance,
the finance
legal
stuff.
Yeah. And that's actually what got me. I ran for office in 2016 for Regent, and one of the things that got me there was when I was building Camp Bow Wow, my business. I got really frustrated with all the like paperwork you had to fill out and all the regulations, and I started thinking, wow, those people that pass the laws have a lot of control over our businesses too. Right. So that's actually what kind of triggered my journey there. But one of the things I wanted to ask you is, being a younger person, a younger entrepreneur, do you have challenges with like vendors and stuff taking you seriously? Do you have to pull your mom in? Or are you pretty solid when you call somebody, they take you seriously? Do they listen? Do they work with you?
Actually, it's been really cool. All my teachers found out, and so they'd bring it up in like the middle of class in school, and I was kind of worried about like how the kids would take it, Yeah. I don't know if they were gonna like laugh or whatever, because it's such a simple product, but they were actually really great about it and really supportive, and so they showed the videos and pictures and got a little red, but no, it was really cool.
That's great.
And I do find that vendors do take you seriously. Actually, I find that people take her even more seriously than when I call, because she is a 14-year-old girl starting a business, and that immediately catches people's attention. And they're usually amazed and enthralled, and then they see the product and they're really excited about it, because it's not just a problem that Emily has faced in terms of the irritation with your hair under your neck gaiter. It really is an age-old problem. And you look out on the mountain, or people running when it's cold and they're wearing neck gaiter, they can't figure out what to do with their hair. So people look at her and really take her seriously and look at the product and think, oh my gosh, this is really smart. Why didn't I think of this? And we're like, I don't know. Seems
so
really
many
simple.
of us entrepreneurs say that, like, why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Oh, and I think one of the cool things about entrepreneurship is it's really simple. You're just solving a problem, right?
Right.
And you're providing something of value to people that they want to pay for and provide value back to you. And making it more complicated than that is silly. It doesn't have to be. And I encourage every young person to start a business at least once in their lives to see if they have the bug, right?
Yeah.
So what is next for Gator Tails? Like, do you have specific goals that you want to reach, or are you going to expand your product mix, or what does that look like?
Honestly, a goal in the beginning would to see everyone on the mountain with the gator tails, which it might be a little big, but I think that would be really cool for us to know that we're just helping and reaching out to that many more people.
I think that's a great goal, and you live in the right state to do that.
Yes, with our Rocky Mountains. So.
Well, one of the things I love about Colorado is it's a very friendly business environment for entrepreneurs especially, and even young entrepreneurs. I know there's a big event that Young Americans Bank puts on every year celebrating young entrepreneurs. Maybe you should apply for to get one of those awards or grants. Yeah. It's really neat. But have you gotten involved in any other organizations or like groups that can support you or help you in your efforts to build your business?
No, through school I've been entered into National Junior Honor Society, and so that includes volunteering. I've done up to like 30 hours of volunteering work and helping other people with like at churches or community services.
And bringing your product to some of those situations, auctions and things like that. But we definitely would love to tap into other markets and entrepreneurial groups that can help us grow the business. So any information you have, let us know.
We'll definitely talk about that. We just went to a retreat for EO, which is an entrepreneurs organization in Colorado and up in Moab, and you're surrounded by 150 other very entrepreneurial people. And oh my goodness, it's like on fire, right? People have ideas, they want to share how their businesses are doing, how to navigate things, especially with COVID. And I think part of the buzz was that we've all been in our houses for a year and a half, and you get people like that are very social and very outward facing together, and like,
everybody's so excited to talk and gather and communicate about what they do, right? But yes, I agree. I think we are definitely in a place where we need people, in the EO world or anywhere out there that can just say, all right, here's where you go from here.
Yeah.
Because retail is a new world for us.
Well, and that's the beauty of mentorship, right? Is finding people who've been there before you to keep you from making the same mistakes that we did going along the way. And that's, so I have a business with my daughter, my 25-year-old daughter, called She Factor. And it's a platform, a digital and live platform for young women to create a life they love. But one of the things we do is teach you to create a community around yourself. So we call it our SEAL Team 6. So you find 6 people, and maybe it's not your mom, maybe it's other people that are going to see your blind spots and kind of see things differently than we do as moms, because we're always going to think the best in every situation. But you create your SEAL Team 6, and that's really your accountability team to kind of that you can meet with and run ideas off of, and almost like an advisory board for yourself. And then you build a bigger community, which is like joining an organization like EO, or your school may have like a small business organization for entrepreneurs in high school, but or FBLA or DECA.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really important thing to do as a young entrepreneur, is surround yourself with people that want you to succeed and want to see you knock it out of the park. So,
and that have different kinds of knowledge that bring different things to the table are so important. Absolutely. Takes a village. We're all about bringing the village.
To build a company, to raise a child. Yes, it does. So you guys, you're from Colorado, or at least you moved from Pennsylvania to Colorado early on. You went to CU.
Yep.
You've lived in Colorado your whole life, Emily?
Yep.
So you're a native.
Yes.
What do you love about Colorado? Why do you like it here?
Honestly, I love the people and the community. Everyone's so active and welcoming and outgoing. You can go anywhere and people are like willing to talk to you. It's really cool. Not only the people, but I love the weather as well. It could be 70 degrees one day and snowing the next. So it kind of keeps you on your toes.
That's the truth. That is very true. How about you, Cece?
Being from the East Coast, I loved the East Coast. I loved how green it was and the rolling hills. But I hated that it was gray and gloomy from pretty much March to May, or even February to May. And so to come here and be in the sunshine almost every day, and I think because it's so sunny here, people are that much friendlier. People are outside, they're constantly being active. It just completely fuels who I am, which I love. And of course, selfishly, the outdoor nature of the community we live in lends itself great to a product we're promoting and helping to kind of get out there, because all the Coloradans are really, our target audience, which is so nice.
That's right.
So the sunshine and the wonderful people are really what makes the state so great.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. So what's the most Colorado thing either of you has done in your life or recently? Can you think of something?
Last year, me and my friend, we hiked 214ers, Grays and Tories, and it was an experience. It was definitely.
There's more to that.
Oh yeah, it was a long day. It was 7 hours. We woke up at the crack of dawn, but it was really cool just to be on top of the world a little bit. And then with like my friends, it was really, really cool.
It's challenging. Like a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to climb a 14er.
You felt the difference of altitude and everything.
Yeah.
And
lack of oxygen.
And then you're just tired. Because there's so many switchbacks going all the way up, but and
it's kind of tricky, like mountain climbing wise. Like all of a sudden you're having to climb up traverse some pretty crazy rocks. We interviewed some folks that competed in the Race to the Center of the Earth a few weeks ago, and it was fantastic watching that show and the journey that they went on. And the crazy stuff that they had to do. It was a really fun show, but we talked a lot about that, like really pushing yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Colorado's all about too, is pushing yourself to limits that you haven't reached before.
Yes. Right.
As I call it, reaching for the mountaintops, right?
Absolutely.
There's so many opportunities here as well.
Cece, what's the most Colorado thing you've done recently?
Not as adventurous as my daughter, but I would say we're huge skiers. We'd love to ski, and really, I think the biggest, most adventurous thing is just every single weekend getting out there, getting up on the mountain, doing as many black diamonds and double blacks as we can in a day. We did the Talons Challenge one year.
I won't be going skiing with you anytime soon.
And just kind of pushing myself out there on the mountain, trying to keep up with the kids who are, completely faster than us and better than us. But it's really fun to just be out in the beautiful weather and on top of the mountain, and it's gorgeous. And those are usually my little getaways, my weekends of happiness where we can, as a family, go do something as Colorado as it gets and go to the Rocky Mountains.
That's true. What's your favorite ski area? Both of you.
Vail.
That's true. And I may be aging myself, and you'll probably more correlate, but going to the Red Lion afterwards and listening to Phil sing.
Absolutely.
It's so fun.
We were very fortunate. My grandparents, the year Vail opened, bought a place up there.
Oh,
and my
goodness.
grandfather told my dad, who was 16 at the time, he's like, I don't know, this place might be something. It might be worth investing. We were like, thank you. Good job.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I feel like I kind of grew up at the Red Lion and all those great places that have changed a little bit over the years, but it's still a great town.
Yeah, Vail's like kind of the heart of Colorado, right? At the end of the day.
It feels like a second home.
It does.
Definitely.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
Tell
you.
us how to buy your products, and if we want to share, if people want to share what you're doing and help promote the product too, do you have a Facebook page, Instagram, all that good stuff?
Yes, absolutely. So GatorTales.com with a Z, and then on Facebook and Instagram, it's GatorTales.
Okay.
And you can shop online, but this is the Creek Bruins one we were telling you about. They all have names, by the way, that correlate to our favorite things in Colorado. So there's Blue Ox for our favorite run in Vail. There's Vail Snow Day. There is Colorado Blue Sky. There's the Colorado River. Snow Day. There's
That's so cute.
Maroon Bells, Creek Bruins. So we try to kind of keep them all Colorado based, or at least things that were important to us, that were experiences we've had here.
So that's where we are. I mean, we're all manufactured and business owned in Colorado.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic.
close to home.
You're perfect to have on Heidi's Colorful Colorado. Yes, awesome.
I mean, to have found a manufacturing plant right here in Colorado
Did you?
that's also owned and operated by women is pretty spectacular. So
That's fantastic.
It's really fun. But yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like when it's packaged and people buy it. They get hair ties, stickers for their water bottles, and they can come in 29 different colors and 2 different styles.
And they're really soft.
Breathable too.
And you did that on purpose, right? Because
Yes.
it was so irritating to have a scratchy fabric on your neck.
Exactly. You're trying to find fix the whole sensitivity problem. So
Yeah.
Well, I think you're going to knock it out of the park. And this is
thank
such a
you.
Colorado cool thing. And you are an amazing young entrepreneur. I'm happy to help you offsite with however I can connect you and help promote the product. And
Thank you.
I just want to see you do big things. I know you're going
thank you
to.
so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
We're so grateful for the opportunity. It was so nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
You too.
Thank you for joining us today on Heidi's Colorful Colorado. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And definitely follow me on Instagram to keep up with my latest adventures. In the meantime, happy trails from me, Heidi Ganahl.